Hello there.
For some reason, Better Call Saul continues to perform better than Breaking Bad on this channel. Now, this is not a sly on Breaking Bad at all, but Breaking Bad really performed well when it came to the banging episodes. But Better Call Saul, for some reason, even the lesser episodes tend to get great interaction and great consistent views on this channel. Now, I don't know if that's because Better Call Saul actually has a bigger fan base. It's more recent, and I think season 6 came out at the start of this year or at the end of last year, and it's, you know, it's more in the now, like for a Better Call Saul, and it might be a combination of my daily uploads enthusiasm. You guys just love me that much. I doubt that, but it could be that as well. But you guys really remind me of the Buffy fan base. Exciting, always interacting and loving the uploads, and I'm really grateful for that. And yeah, if you do love the uploads, like I said, if you're enjoying the videos, feel free to subscribe. Get them likes up, because I might start doing double uploads if them likes get up to like the 150 mark on each video. So yeah, what's going on, guys? My name is Elie Moses, a 23-year-old law and film student here for Sydney, Australia, shooting a shot, baby. And today we are up to episode 6 of Better Call Saul season 3, titled Off Brand. Let's see the aftermath of the hearing. Let's get into the reaction. Let's have some fun with this thing. Let's smash it. Let's go. So many close-ups of coffee in this show. Hey, what did Don and Lydia say? No more bands. No more bands.
You're good?
I don't know if that shot right there of the bag was to show that Hector is stuck in his ways. He's going to be stubborn and do stuff his own way. He's not going to change. Tuco wasn't there to, you know, do the eye gazing, the test. Crazy 8! I'm gonna call him Lazy 8 for now. Lazy 8. He ain't as crazy now.
Hola, Don Hector. Hey, Nacho. Have a seat.
Hola, Don Hector. Hey, Nacho.
How's your dad?
Fine?
Business good?
Yeah, I think so. Cool. All right.
I'm just gonna bring in his Corolla. His dogs tore up the back seat. Like, ate the stuffing.
Stop beating around the bush. Get to the money.
All right. Make it up next week.
Thank you, Nacho. Don Hector.
Nacho's acting. I've said it time and time again. Fantastic, man. Like, he embodies the character so well. He don't want to do this. I feel like Nacho is sick of Hector's shenanigans. Not shenanigans, but like just the Salamancas in general.
No, come on, come on. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Nacho.
Tough pill to swallow.
Hijo, ¿no has visto el cuero negro?
Atrás, papá.
Ouch. Hey, anything with Nacho is instantly a banger. So keep focusing on him. I love him. I love him.
Dropping everything to care for his brother through multiple hospitalizations. Even supporting Charles's career by hand-making a mylar-lined suit jacket to spare his brother discomfort from exposure to electricity.
This is a really good closing argument here, or
And
closing
yet during this
remarks.
time, Charles McGill's irrational animus towards his brother grew to epic proportions. So when Jimmy discovered that Charles had used his love and his caring against him, when he discovered he had been betrayed by his only living blood relative, Jimmy snapped. Wouldn't you? I might.
Chuck?
I like how similar to last episode, where you had sort of Jimmy and Kim suiting up and going down to the law courts, and that was sort of those actions were played over the introductory remarks or the introductory sort of statements by the council, and then this episode not begins with, because we had the nudge scene, but dealing with the hearing itself. This episode begins with sort of Kim's closing arguments, and that's sort of interchanged or edited with different cuts of Rebecca's facial expressions. I think it's a neat callback.
He broke the law when he forced his way into his brother's house, and he is deeply sorry. He's more than ready to face the consequences. Jimmy McGill had no premeditated agenda when he entered his brother's home. He lost his temper, plain and simple. So now the question you must ask yourselves is this: is the legal profession better with Jimmy McGill in it? I believe the answer is a resounding yes.
I feel like that question was posed to the entire audience as well,
Here's to
with the
12
pause as well.
short months. Also, somebody call the Pope, because according to your summation, I ought to be a saint. Me and Mother Teresa.
St. Jimmy. Yeah, that's a nice ring to it.
Boom.
He's still using the Davison main mug.
Tonight, I celebrate with the world's best defense attorney. Where are your notes? Let's spread them out and roll around on them, see what happens.
12 months suspension, I'm guessing.
Good plan. It sounds like Chuck. I'm sure he's fine. He's just being dramatic.
Oh, well, I think it's a little bit more than that. I want you to come with me to get him to let us in. Jimmy, he needs our help.
No thanks. I've already kicked my door in for the year.
You owe it to him.
Oh,
I don't owe him squat.
You lied to me. This was never about helping Chuck.
If you feel misled, I apologize, but I think I was clear. I told you I had to defend myself, and Chuck would need help afterwards, which he does.
You got what you wanted. Now it's time to do what's right.
Yeah. No.
Jimmy, he's still your brother.
Not anymore, he's not.
that's a big call. Like, I don't agree with Jimmy in that stance right there. It's your blood brother. Come on. Like, it's your brother in the end of the day.
Chuck was right about you all along. He's mentally ill. What is your excuse? Enjoy your champagne.
Like the other night during dinner.
I love this show's writing and how complex its character work is, because I feel like both Jimmy and Chuck are in the wrong. And I want this to a discussion in the comment section down below. Like, I feel like there's arguments for and against. They've both done things bad to each other. They've done things that brothers shouldn't do to each other. They've brought people into their arguments that brothers shouldn't. Like, I feel like they've both broken I don't know, the brother code. I don't know, they've both done things that that I wouldn't do to my brother, or I wouldn't see doing to my brother in my life. I have a younger brother, and those things are inexcusable what they've done to each other. Obviously, all stems from Jimmy's entrance into the legal world as well. That hatred or that sort of like resentment of Jimmy being a lawyer and the way he got there, that's always going to be within Chuck. You know, he wanted the guy to, you know, be disbarred forever, and that I don't agree with. But Jimmy's actions, do they grant disbarment? Yes, because obviously it's a felony with the frauding of the documents. But you should always root for your brother's success in terms of you know, achieving goals in life and stuff like that. That's where I think Chuck is wrong. Obviously with Chuck's mental illness, people, like, I don't want to delve into the topic too much, but people with mental illness obviously deserve, like, they need the treatment, they need the attention to obviously help those issues. But with Chuck's one, I don't know, it's just the work is so complex, and Rebecca is right. Your brother's mentally ill, he needs help. He probably needs Jimmy now more than ever, but yeah, but it doesn't excuse Chuck for his treatment of Jimmy as well. And it, like, I'm trying to articulate myself well here. In a reaction, it's hard, especially while reacting to an episode sometimes, to gather your thoughts and not have time to think over it and not have time to dwell over it and look at the comments as well and see other people's opinions and agree with them or disagree with them. But I think it's a double-edged sword. They're both wrong, and I think, yeah, Chuck needs the attention he deserves, because obviously this loss, or this, he sees this as a loss with Jimmy getting I think it's a 12-month suspension and not even disbarment. He sees this as a loss for him, and we see what Chuck's reputation means to him in the legal profession, in the legal world, and what this might do to him. So yeah.
Asked if her daddy ever used to cook, and I told her about how Maddie used to make her Mickey Mouse pancakes on weekends. You know, 2 small pancake ears attached to a big one. And she didn't remember, but I think it made her happy.
Is this like a counseling
She
session?
even asked for them the next morning.
Oh.
Who's next?
You know what I thought? I thought that
Thanks for
360
coming.
pan
It
right
was
there of
nice.
the entire group was going to reveal that guy, the head counselor, who dealt with Jesse's drug problems in Breaking Bad, and he's sort of starting earlier on. But no.
Enough that you'd come again?
We'll see.
Well, thing is, I sort of volunteered you for something.
What?
To help with a new playground. The kids deserve way better than that, don't you think?
Sure, but why me?
Well, they need someone who knows how to pour concrete. And the slag and swings need something called footings.
The handyman work.
Sure, that's not really my department.
Mike, you can do
He
anything.
built a carport when Maddie was a kid.
I did.
Yeah, he told me about it a bunch of times. He said that when you were pricing it out, you thought that all the people who gave you quotes were crooks. So you decided to do it yourself. And you let Maddie write his initials in the wet cement.
I'm just saying.
Pop, the way he talked about you, it was like you hung the moon.
Mike and Xander from Buffy.
Sorry, I can get you out of it. I just thought
No,
it
it's
was...
fine.
Construction
Just tell me
partnership?
when-
Dangerous.
Yeah. Come on, gee.
These two provide somewhat of a bright spark with all the depression going on at the moment.
Chuck, it's Howard.
I'm actually very intrigued now more of this outcome
I'm not leaving, Chuck.
for Chuck now. I'm very intrigued to see what
I don't wake
direction
up the neighbors, but I got all night.
they take with his character after this event here. Is there a time where Howard is not in that suit? Like, come on. Change the attire, man. Do you go to sleep with your wife in bed in that? Like, come on.
That is a 35-year-old McAllen. I'm not going to tell you how much it cost.
That's a
But
lot.
don't worry. It's coming out of my end.
That's easy 5 figures. Easy.
Chuck, you're at a crossroads. You can keep looking backwards, Stay focused on your brother, what he's up to, or you can go forward. And Chuck, listen to me. Jimmy's just not worth it. Where would we be if, say, Clarence Darrow had devoted the best years of his life to supervising his ne'er-do-well relatives? Think of the cases he wouldn't have taken, the injustices that would have gone unanswered. What a waste.
I love how this scene right here with the dark lighting, obviously because of Chuck's condition, but it almost feels like an ominous scheme, like they're plotting something, and it is. Like you can see that Howard is planting ideas in Chuck's mind, but we'll see how Chuck's responds to it. But I just love the whole creation of the lighting with only the lamp lighting everything up and lighting half their faces, and the rest, the other half of their faces consumed in darkness. Yeah, it almost feels like an elaborate scheme. What are we gonna do for the next year? But at the same time, I'm kind of thinking, can there be a loophole where Jimmy continues to work for Kim as a paralegal or law clerk? He's not practicing law. He's working as a paralegal and law clerk. He's not a solicitor, so he could potentially still work at Wexler and McGill just as a paralegal and law clerk doing stuff for Kim. He can get all the clients of Kim and do the work, but he's just not operating as a solicitor.
I say, put your energy into the future. Anything else is a waste of your time and intellect.
Yeah, that's 35-year-old, man. Take it in. Take it in.
To new beginnings.
That's dangerous.
To new beginnings.
That's dangerous, I'm telling you. Because I respect Chuck's intellect in this show. I respect it heavily.
You okay to drive?
Just searched up 35-year-old McAllen is $11,000 USD. So I was right, 5 figures. The tape recorder.
Lunch is served. Come on, honey. Get it before it's soggy.
At least I got a fish tank at work now.
Francesca, it's go time. Oh, dear, do you have a moment? I just wanted you to be the first to know that I'll be taking a brief sabbatical from the law. Just 1 year, one quick trip of the earth around the sun, and I'll be back. I will honor. And how did he pass? Next, the details will all be in a letter you'll receive shortly, mostly legal boilerplates. Now you give that nephew a hug for me. Niece. Next.
Hold for Jimmy.
This time we're
It's just a
montaging
technical
through
thing,
Francesca
really.
and Jimmy
It's,
phone
it's
calls,
just a
not Kim.
technical, an agreement. It's an agreement. It's an agreement that I came to with the Bar Association, and you're going to get a letter with all the details. So, Mr. Levine, can you hear me? Can I just say, sir, that you are one of the people who made the greatest generation so damn great. I salute you. All right, see you soon. On TV, right? Bye.
See, I feel like this year sabbatical or year opportunity is gonna, I feel like is gonna be the opportunity where we start to see that transition from Jimmy to Saul. We're gonna see him do things that are more, exciting, but I don't know. We already know Jimmy takes risks, but he might take more risks now. It's gonna be interesting to see if he stays within the field of law. Like I said, paralegal, or like law clerk. I'm not sure if he can be like an assistant with his suspension. Maybe it might be like within the law itself. He cannot do anything to aid anyone within the law as well. So he might, start doing maybe like commercials with those guys, might interact with Mike more, get involved with the cartel, build up those connections. It's just going to be really interesting. I did not expect them to go with this sort of year gap off the law, but I feel like that's going to provide a lot of opportunities and freedom for them to write the character of Jimmy into various scenarios as well. I really didn't expect that. I thought it was going to be a whole happy dandy, maybe like a probation period where he can continue to operate as a lawyer pending like for a probation period, and it's like a suspended suspension, but no, he actually got a suspension for a year. So it's going to be interesting to see what the direction now they take Jimmy in.
You have to find a local business and try to sell them your time. What else can you do?
Yeah. This pile of garbage explicitly states I'm not allowed to resell. You're a lawyer, and see if you can find a lawyer.
I cannot look at another contract. I'm up to my eyeballs in Mesa Verde.
Yeah.
I'm too, but I don't need her for more than filing and getting coffee, and I can do that myself.
We just hired her. I like her.
While we're on the subject, we need to talk about the overhead on this place.
No, Kim, no!
This office is set up for 2 legal practices, and now there's only 1.
That
I
is
need all
true.
the space. I only have 1 client.
Got to
It's a huge
downsize.
client.
I looked into it, and breaking the lease will cost a hell of a lot less than 10 months' rent.
No, we didn't go through all this just to give up everything after 1 day of suspension. 1 day!
It's not everything. It's an office. 4 walls and a door. Why waste money on something we don't need?
Kim is right.
As far as I'm concerned, nothing's changed, all right?
I love how the
I'll
show's
hold up my
tackling these
end,
issues
you
here.
hold up yours, 50-50.
So you're gonna keep paying for half a law office even though you're not practicing law?
Call it aspirational thinking.
Okay, but how are you gonna pay for it?
The day I don't show up with my half, that's the day we'll talk about closing this place.
Jimmy just basically said, I'll handle it.
I guess.
Free.
Hey, give me Jimmy.
That's right, that's me. You've seen my ad. Well, what I did for me, my friends, I will do that for you. Look, our all-inclusive premium package, that's gonna be the best bang for your buck. We'll shoot 9 commercials for $4,900, okay? And that includes the 9 airings at 3:20 in the afternoon.
Oh, yeah, he's gotta
on
offset him.
channel KWBV. That is a prime slot. Beauty part again, free airtime. And when this thing runs, you're gonna get calls. I can promise you.
I feel bad for these people, man.
We'll think about it.
Excellent.
Best answer.
When do you think you might decide?
Maybe next week.
You're going to shoot a commercial in the next 2.5 hours.
Oh, no. I mean, there's a whole post process. I mean, there's editing and mixing, coloring, layback. It's a whole McGilly you don't want to know. But we would need to be shooting in the next 15 minutes.
They're ready to go. He's got them parked out back. He's got the guy and the other guy and the makeup artist ready to go. They probably... He's got him out back. They got the boom ready to go.
Everybody get in the car.
I'm happy that couple didn't fall for it.
How do I find somebody who needs a commercial and can afford one?
Maybe you could make a commercial.
Have you not been listening? That's what I've been trying. All right, plan it right here. I want you to get those dishes behind me.
Wait, is that KWBV? What?
Jimmy McGill for limited time. No. Jimmy McGill here to talk about the wonders of broadcast. No, Jimmy McGill's the name. Advertising.
Get ready.
I'm Jimmy McGill with an amazing opportunity for small business owners. Shit, no, I can't do this.
Sure you can.
Advertising for advertisement.
We're totally off-brand here. I'm Jimmy McGill, a lawyer you can trust, and I can't suddenly turn into commercial guy. You, go. Say the words.
For a limited time only, we could
Cut. Maybe next time.
Who's gonna be the face of this place?
Are you gonna do this or not? Because either way, I'm getting my $100.
Please get Mike to
Quick,
do it,
crack
please.
open your magic bag. We'll have to Carl off this thing.
Oh, that's... Yep. Gus's operations. Various moments here on Breaking Bad. Just going off observation, which one weighs more?
Forgot how to count? You get 5.
Don Hector gets 6.
Oh, that was pretty quick draw from Victor right there, man. That's some equalizer shit right. I'm proud of that. He has the quick draw perk on. That was...
He's expecting 6.
I swear Tyrus was skinnier on Breaking... At least he has the time to lose the weight when it comes to Breaking Bad. And it's not a situation of Jesse Plemons' character.
6. We only owe him 5. He's pushing it. Give it to him. Sure. Give it to him.
I love the voice inflections. The changes are so good. You do not understand how happy I am that I get to see these characters in Breaking Bad now in Better Call Saul. Like, I get to see more of them. Especially, like, even Tyrus and Victor. They got less screen time. I feel bad for Nacho, man. Clearly, he's working for the wrong side. The laundromat. Early stages, early stages. I like that little nod he gave. Ah! Isn't she meant to be poisoned? No, I'm joking, I'm joking. Lydia, my girl.
Well, it could work.
It could work for now.
Okay then.
Cause like, I love the way they reveal things in this show sometimes. Like, even I remember the pullback of the camera as Mike was reversing to reveal Los Pollos Hermanos a couple episodes ago, and then now you're thinking this is not Gus's car, so he's not driving himself. And I was like, who's the chauffeur? But it was Lydia, and like the way they revealed it when Gus sat down, and obviously he went back and it revealed her with intrigue. Oh. I'm telling you, I have fun with any episode in this show. Let's go, spacesuit! Donnie Darko! I don't know what the effect is called, but I like how everything in the world here is constructed from the POV of Chuck. Like, it's got this like warping effect to it. Like the highlights, or I don't know what it's called, but everything from the actual, like, there's like a lighting or something, it's like extended out. I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head. But in some of the shots as well, with the light reflecting on Chuck's space blanket, it almost looked like he was burning as well. Just to sort of showcase his feelings as well, that burning sensation.
May I speak with Dr. Lara Cruz, please? Yes, I'll hold.
Yeah, that effect right there, I don't know.
So what happened?
They called him, and while we were waiting to see what he'd say, one of the guys put a gun to my head.
They put a gun to your head?
It's no big deal. Right, but the chicken man...
Temporary. I want a new front, my own.
Don Hector, my father, is a simple man.
Nah, you're not gonna get him farther involved in this, man.
He's not in the business.
You will teach him.
Don Hector, please.
Don't worry, I take good care of Papi. He make money a lot more than with his little sewing machine.
Leonel talked to a guy in Los Lunas. Looks like Tuco knifed the guy, but he definitely broke a guard's jaw. They got him in solitary.
What? All he had to do was 6 months. He'd be in there forever.
That's his fault. Yeah, I was about to comment. I'm like, I thought Mark Margolis, maybe the actor himself, was like, God rest his soul, was going through something, and that's why his voice sounded a bit more coarse. But clearly, maybe over time, has a condition and he's getting more and more worse as time goes on. Because those grunts and those moans sound familiar.
You talk to your father.
Please go to Gus Nacho, man. Please.
I spent most of the day going door to door, pitching, no dice. Then it came to me, I'm selling advertising, why not advertise? And it worked. I mean, TV commercials get calls.
What commercial did you run?
Make one for Los Pollos Hermanos.
Not Gimme Jimmy.
No, I made a new one.
When?
Today. Right here.
So you made a commercial for commercials today?
Yeah.
Advertising for advertising.
Starting to think I might break even here.
Okay, let's see it.
Yes, I don't know. It's not my best work. It's very last minute.
Well, you're getting calls. It can't be that bad.
No.
Now you're getting shy. Come on.
Okay, but keep in mind.
Wow, VHS tape.
Yeah, it's not your best work. I got it.
Back when they had time limits on them as well as to how much you can record. I remember my grandma taped over my VHS of Finding Nemo. I was not one happy kid, alright? Like, you'll be watching Finding Nemo and it'll cut to some Lebanese Arabic show. I'm like, no!
What's that I see? Albuquerque's next TV star? It's you, small business owner. Struggling to make it in today's fast-paced economy? Thought television advertising was too expensive for you? Well, you better think again. Heard me right. Tomorrow. Better get ready to be famous, Albuquerque. I can make you a TV star for a price you can afford. Call me, Saul Goodman. The world needs to know how to use your business.
Alright, that's the origin.
The guy at the station said he's never seen so many star wipes in a row. It's never been done.
I know, all those transitions.
Saul Goodman.
Yeah, it's like, it's all good, man.
A lot of energy.
It's all good, man.
It's just a name.
Huh.
Huh. I actually really like that. The problem is there is a limit. There is a limit on these ads because he only had 9 on his contract to go. He's already done one, so he's got 8 left. So there's an expiry date on that offer. probably, because he's gonna have to cut another deal with the airing company once that that 8 lapses, because they're gonna start charging for airing time. He can't afford to give that free airing time and only charge for the commercial. So unless he cuts a deal where he ups the price of the actual cost and then the airing time is like covered by that cost. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how that goes, and interesting to see who he films commercials for the next sort of like 8 commercials we have, or guaranteed 8. They might, you know, they might sort of like time lapse through him. They might do like a montage edit of him. But it's gonna be interesting to see. I wouldn't be too surprised if he does one for Los Pollos Hermanos, or even what's it called, the Pest Company in Breaking Bad. So it'll be interesting to see what tie-ins they do with them, or if I'm getting too carried away and they won't. But yeah, that was another great episode. I love the seeds they're planting in terms of like the cartel, Nacho sort of like getting tested by Hector right there, and what he plans to do. And yeah, I'm rooting for Nacho. I love Nacho for some reason. I just gravitate towards him. I like him. And I've always thought this to myself. Actually, I might mention it next reaction, in terms of a reference to Saul's name and sort of like the juxtaposition of his name. So yeah, I cannot wait for the next episode, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into the let's get into the reaction. It's been your boy Elie Moses. I hope you enjoyed this reaction. As always, take care, God bless, and peace.